Hey, Belgin, hi.
Hi, Jeremy. Great seeing you.
You too. I'm glad we have this chance to chat. We have Global Wellness Day is coming up very soon. Are you excited?
Oh, beyond excited.
Yeah.
Like 1 month countdown to Global Wellness Day, all my cycles just go the other way around. Like my my sleep cycle. I'm definitely not sleeping enough, which is not good for my wellness, but that's I'm gonna have time to sleep well after the June 13th. But now all my concentration is on being able to organize the best possible online celebration that we can, which I'm sure we're going to talk about now.
Yeah. So this year it's Saturday, June 13th,
Yes.
and you are doing online events this year because of the current pandemic
Yeah.
situation. So what's the plan for Global Wellness Day this year? What are you
So
cooking up?
yeah, so the plan is to do a 24-hour live event. It sounds crazy, but we are quite famous with doing the crazy stuff. I don't think there has ever been a 24-hour live wellness online event or celebration yet. Until this time, I was very busy with finding the right broadcasting company because I kept on explaining what I wanted, and the companies that I was speaking to, they were like, how do you do that? I'm like, you're supposed to give me the answer to this. So, with the pandemic, like the whole system, of course, is changing, and there is like now the need for these online broadcasting companies more than we needed it before the pandemic. But now there's these two companies that I'm gonna make a deal with either one of them, and they're very professional. The target is not to do the event only on one platform, but on various platforms. So the idea is, again, just like the physical celebrations of Global Wellness Day, the idea is to start from New Zealand, and just like the New Year's Eve celebration, going from one country to another and finish it on the other side of the world. So it looks like we're going to have about 50 different countries that will be live online. And we have some very well-known speakers and experts that will be with us. The sessions will be from 15 minutes to 30 minutes maximum. And it will be on these platforms: Facebook Live, Twitter Live, LinkedIn Live, YouTube, Twitch, which I have just met. I didn't know Twitch yet. Twitch, and on Instagram, we're going to have the swipe up. We're going to give the swipe up to go to these necessary platforms, because Instagram actually does not let you do a non-stop live event. As you know, it stops every hour.
And
So
all of this would be under the Global Wellness Day account. Like people should just go to
yes,
The LinkedIn account for Global Wellness Day or the
exactly,
Facebook
exactly.
account for Global Wellness Day.
Exactly. And on Facebook, actually, as you know, we have like Global Wellness Day, I don't know, Nepal, Global Wellness Day, France, and different Global Wellness Day accounts. So it will be live on those accounts as well. And it will also be live on the main Global Wellness Day Facebook account. And of course, again, Global Wellness Day YouTube account, LinkedIn account, Twitter account. And from Global Wellness Day Instagram account, they're going to be able to swipe up and go either to YouTube or to Facebook. So another reason why I'm very excited is that, at the beginning I was like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And we're not going to be able to do the celebration this year, and what's going on? But very quickly, I changed the way I look at it, and I said, actually, maybe this is going to give us a chance to reach a lot more people because it's online. And plus, what we've been advocating since 2012 actually resonates even more today with the problem that the whole world is facing. Because I can tell you that I did hear from some people, oh, Belgin, you're just stuck on this idea of wellness, health, and come on, and you're missing life, and there are other fun things to do, and why aren't you going out and having fun? And I'm like, but this is fun, and this is this is like the core of our lives, and if we don't have our wellness, then we don't have anything else. So some people were not able to understand what I was trying to tell them. But now, because it's the problem of the whole world, now those people are coming up to me and they're saying like, so actually, what do you do for your immune system? Like, how come you don't get sick? And tell us what you do. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, good morning. So now you're waking up. Now you understand that it's not the problem of me or or you. It's the whole world's common wish, and that is to live well, and that is to be healthy. So
yeah, I definitely think there's a raised consciousness around wellness out of this whole experience. And for one thing, I think the virus reminds everybody of our own mortality, which is something we don't like to think about, and we tend to kind of push away. But when something like this happens and you do have a health crisis like this, it makes everybody aware that we're only here for a limited amount of time, and the quality of life and the length of our life is really the most important thing, and the ability to use the time well that we have here. And not only that, but as you said, the virus is mainly impacting people who already had their health compromised in some way. And so it's a real wake-up call to a lot of people that the choices that we make, the lifestyle that we live, the way we take care of our bodies and our minds,
and our environment,
makes a big difference, and our environment, absolutely.
And how much we give love to ourselves and to people around us. I think other than the physical health, the importance of touch again is rising. Like just before the pandemic, went crazy all around the world, I was about to get on a TED talk, a TEDx talk, and my first sentence of my speech was starting something like, have you ever visited a loved one in a hospital and had to visit this person like through a glass and not be able to touch that person? I know it sounds depressing, but now imagine that person behind the glass is not even your loved one, it's yourself. And I was like, this is how my story started, and this is how Global Wellness Day started. So to give like very briefly the seed of Global Wellness Day, how it was planned.
I wanted to ask you about this, because I actually don't really know the backstory. I don't know your backstory, because I did see you recently posted something, and you said something about you know what it means to not have wellness or to not have health. And then the rest of it was in Turkish, so I don't know what you said after that. But I was kind of, I don't know what inspired you to launch this incredible journey that you've started us all on with Global Wellness Day.
I'll explain with pleasure. So it was in 2004 when I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and until that day I was, like a regular person with the idea of being healthy. I didn't really pay attention to what I was eating, but I can't say I was feeding myself bad. And for me, physical activity was, yes, something that I do maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I wasn't on any schedule. And mentally and spiritually, I think I was too much worried about what other people think. So I kept on swallowing my words and not express myself enough, because I would be worried of being misunderstood, and plus hurting the people that I'm talking to with the words that would come out of my mouth. So mostly I would just, close my mouth and say nothing and don't give a reaction. And by doing that, I made myself sick, because thyroid, this chakra here is all about communication. But of course, this I figured out afterwards, that I was like, okay, so Belgin, because you didn't talk enough, you made yourself sick. But before realizing that, when I was in the hospital quarantined for 9 days, I was not able to see my loved ones. I was not able to touch them, hug them, feel them. I was just, I was a new mother. My son was only 13 months old. I was still breastfeeding him, so I had to quit the breastfeeding with a medicine which already turned upside down my hormonal system. And because I had a total thyroidectomy, which is like when they take all your thyroid out. So, and because thyroid is like the maestro of our bodies, when you don't have it, and when you're trying to let the body do the work of the thyroid with a medication, it takes time for it to regulate. So in that hospital room for 9 days, I had some time to ask myself questions. I was like, okay, so my son was right here until now, and now I can't hold him. I can't even see him, because if he sees me, he's gonna be like, mommy, take me to your arms. And I can't tell him, no, honey, I'm radioactive. I can't, I can't hold you now. So the solution was just not to see him at all. So then of course, I think like everybody that would get sick, I did ask myself for a few days the question, why did this happen? Why me? Everything was so perfect, and why this thing has happened to me now? But then very quickly I started thinking, okay, so what am I supposed to learn out of this? Like, universe, what are you trying to teach me? After I came out from that 9 days quarantine, I had to be at home with 5 meter of distance between me and another person, because I was still radioactive for another 10 days. So that meant another 10 days that I couldn't hold my son. So I was like, universe, first you're telling me I can't even see them, and then you're telling me you can see them, but now you can't touch them. So that was such a learning point, Jeremy.
Were you working in the spa business at that time? Because you have a spa.
That's a great question. Yeah. That's actually 2004 is the year that we got into wellness industry. So I said, universe, you are incredible. You gave me the problem and the solution together. All I had to do was to mix them and see what comes out of it. So for my personal reasons, for health reasons, I had to step into the wellness world. At the same time, I had to learn the wellness industry, because we were stepping into wellness industry for the first time.
And what were you doing professionally before that?
I was in tourism business. We had hotels, but not like a destination spa, city hotel, thermal hotel, resort. I was already in the tourism and hotel industry, but wellness was something completely new for me in the year 2004. So between 2004 and 2012, I did everything to educate myself as much as possible and to get my international wellness network I met you, and so wonderful people like yourself during this time. So from 2004 to 2012, while I was educating myself, I kept on hearing a voice in my ear. Every once in a while, it was saying, so you're healthy now. We made you sick, but now you're healthy. And you're even more healthy than before, which I was. I was exercising like crazy, and like I was actually too picky on what I was eating. That was not very balanced. So when I look back, I say, that's not the way to do it. Like, that's just not sustainable. Now I think I eat a lot better, and I exercise in a more like human manner and not like a robot. So it said to me, what are you going to do for the world? What are you going to do with this information? How are you going to share this? And I was like, stop it. Like, what can I do? There's the hotel, and we have the guests, and we're trying to give the best to our guests. And so, of course, we're helping other people as well. And to my friends and family, they kept on asking, so Belgin, what do you do? And you look a lot better than before, and you look more healthy, and you look more, you're more happy. Tell us what you do. So I was also sharing with them what I was doing differently. So I thought that was enough, but that voice in my ear did not stop. What are you going to do for the world? It's like, it's a big question for the world. Like, not even for Turkey, for the world, what are you going to do? And it kind of got to a point of disturbing me, because I was not sharing this with anyone, because I thought they were going to think that I was crazy because I was hearing sounds. It's so normal when we speak to ourselves. That's fine. But that was not me speaking to myself. That was me hearing another woman's voice speaking to me, to my ear, whispering, what are you going to do for the world? I don't know if I have ever explained it in this way in any platform, but I just felt like sharing it like with no filter.
I think it's really interesting because you went through this traumatic experience. And a lot of times I think what happens is when people go through something difficult like that, it does motivate you to want to make your life meaningful and to do something important. And you have taken that, what was a very difficult experience, and turned it into something very positive for the world. And really,
and get into a new skin.
And all of us are kind of going through this very difficult experience right now with this.
Now, exactly.
So there's a huge opportunity, I think, for a lot of people to come to some kind of realization, or to hear those voices in our heads that might be giving us a signal of, okay, it's time to do something different, or it's time to do something important now.
That's exactly how I think, because when I decided to give an answer to that voice in my ear for the first time, I said, okay, let me think. And I did the first thing that came to my mind, which was turning on internet, Google, and on the search engine, I wrote Global Wellness Day, because I just wanted to know when it is celebrated so we could do something on Global Wellness Day. And then
You're assuming there was a day that already existed around.
I was sure. I was like, if nowhere else in the United States, there had to be, because there's all these, things that even the things that we don't value that much have a day, like a mushroom day or a cupcake day. So I was sure that there was going to be a Global Wellness Day, and there wasn't any. So then we started celebrating it at our hotel, and from there it just, went crazy, and now it's in more than 150 countries and more than 7,000 locations around the world, and we were able to.
Do you remember what was the year that you got everybody to stand up at the Global Wellness Summit?
That was 2014, 2 years later.
So that was the year. That was the year when you inspired me, because I knew you were promoting this event, and I had seen you at different wellness events, and we had crossed paths, but it was very grassroots at that time, and I wasn't sure how big it was going to be, or where you were going to take it. And then when we were at the Global Wellness Summit, and you stood up on the stage and you gave everybody your pink
Paddles.
paddles, and you asked everybody to say yes to Global Wellness Day, and you had, I don't know how many people were there that year, but you had a few hundred
400.
people. Yeah, 400 people in the room all stand up and say yes to Global Wellness Day. And at that moment, I was kind of like, okay, she's really going to make this big. Like there's no stopping this girl, and she's going to take this very far. And so since then, Mandarin Oriental has always participated in Global Wellness Day. As you know, this year we're going to do the same. We also realize that we can't do in-person activities at most of our hotels. So we're also doing 24 hours of wellness at our hotels around the world online, mostly on their Instagram accounts. I don't think we'll have all the central platform that you'll have on the Global Wellness Day account, but all of our social media channels will be
Mm-hmm.
featuring our hotels doing wellness activities, and we're very happy to support the event again this year.
Thank you so much. I remember perfectly the day that you approached and you said, you know what, I was a little bit skeptical about this Global Wellness Day, but now I'm convinced. And that was a real confirmation for me that I was on the right track, because I respect your ideas. And if I can actually convince the people that I value their ideas, like yourself, if I can convince you, then that means that I can convince many other people about the mission of Global
And,
Wellness Day. And
and you
since that
have. I
day,
mean,
you
I,
haven't hesitated a moment to support Global Wellness Day, and I know you've given all that you can as Jeremy and as Mandarin Oriental, and I'm very, very much thankful for that, Jeremy. So, just like you said, it's really fascinating when I think I was 9 days quarantined in the hospital and then 15 days at home. So in that short, long period of time, it sounds short, but when you live it, it's, a lifetime experience. And like, imagine in this 2.5, 3 months period when the whole world is at home and they are by themselves. It's like, I wonder what kind of amazing ideas are going to come out, behind those doors when we're all ready to go back to this new world. They all say nothing is going to be ever the same, but we're still the same people, but our ideas, the way we look at things, are definitely going to change. And when you have those moments that you can sit to yourself and you can think, so what can I do for the world? What makes sense? What is it that I can give? What is it that I can be in service? How can I help other people? How can I make world a better place? If, let's say, for 7 billion people in the world, I don't know, 10% of them ask this question, and 5% of them have an answer and actually take action and do something for it, even that is going to make a huge difference in the world.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think one of the things that, and both of us have worked in this intersection between hospitality and wellness. And I think one of the nice things about our business is that when people travel, their routine is disrupted. And it's a unique opportunity for us to introduce people to wellness experiences, encourage them to change their habit or look at something new. Because while they're traveling and visiting one of our hotels, that's the moment when they have the space to break out of their normal routine. And now what we're living through is this moment when everybody's routine is disrupted. Everybody's life has been disrupted. Everybody is broken out of whatever kind of habits or however their lifestyle was before. They have a clean slate right now to look at something new and think about new ideas and think about what kind of life do we want to create from this moment forward. And I think the things that you've been doing, and you expressed a lot of gratitude to me for participating, but I also want to thank you because we've gotten a lot out of the participation in Global Wellness Day. I think it has meant a lot to our guests. It has meant a lot to our colleagues. In fact, you might not realize this, but really Global Wellness Day was the inspiration for Mandarin Oriental creating Colleague Wellness Week for our colleagues. And every year we kind of take the same idea, the same inspiration from Global Wellness Day, and we deliver it to all of our employees around the world. And it's just, when you think about the ripple effects of this event and all the lives that you've touched, it's really amazing. So thank you for letting us participate with you and share this journey.
Of course.
And
I remember that letter that you've shared with me of this little kid, and with his own handwriting, thanking Mandarin Oriental, and you remember, and he was
I forgot that you reminded me.
Yeah, how he was happy to take place at the Global Wellness Day event, and those are the biggest gifts that I, as Belgin, can receive. Like nothing can make me more happy than receiving something like that. Just like when in where was it, in Cambodia, I think, when we received the photo of this people that were on a bridge that was built by the Global Wellness Day volunteers. And there were, people that obviously have financial problems, and from crossing from one place to another, they need a bridge. So imagine, like, I received the photo of these people on the bridge saying, "Thank you, Global Wellness Day," and now they have a bridge to pass over, and they don't have to go through these dangerous roads. But now they can cross safely. So if you think about it, like many people in the world think that wellness is all about healthy eating and exercise, but it's not just that. You can be extremely fit, but that does not mean you're well. So the balance, which I believe, I can't say I found it 100% because I think it's a lifetime journey, but I'm definitely in better balance than I used to be, let's say like 2006, 2007, when the core of my life was exercise and, eating in a way that I will just like measure every single thing that I ate and count the amount of almonds that I was putting in my mouth, which is so stressful, and that's not wellness. So, now, finding my healthy eating routine and my physical activity, doing it in a way that I'm not stressing myself and really taking care of my heart, I found that I get better by helping other people. And the more I have an influence on people's lives, I feel better. So, of course, it's obvious that I do it for the world. At the same time, I do it for me because it feels good, because that's what makes me happy. And, my cup is full when I know that because of the ripple effect, now there is a bridge. Now this kid is writing this letter. And now there is Colleague Wellness Week in Mandarin Oriental, and it's just this little touch that we can have effect on other people's lives, but as little as it can be, neither you nor I, we don't know what we changed in that kid's mind after writing that letter and thanking Mandarin Oriental and Global Wellness Day. Who knows what he's going to do in 10, 20, 30 years? Maybe he's not even going to know why he did a certain thing, but maybe deep down that day, that inception was planted, and he's doing this positive thing for the world because of that day. So if you think it that in this way, you know, all the millions of people that actually had something to do with Global Wellness Day, and you multiply it with how many other people they touch, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. And I go to bed a lot comfortable and with a huge smile on my face, knowing that, you know, we make the world a better place.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that. And I think you have done an amazing thing and created something that really has affected a lot of people in a very positive way. So we're very excited for June 13th. We look forward to celebrating with you again.
Thank you so much, Jeremy. And I have to thank Global Wellness Day ambassadors and key supporters. We're over 100 people now. We call it the Global Wellness Day family. You know, if you remember in 2014, I have repeated, I took the quote of John Lennon when he says, "A dream you dream alone is just a dream. It's what you dream together that makes it a reality." So none of this would be possible without people like yourself or our ambassadors or other, you know, brands in the world that believed in our mission and supported us. It would just stay as a nice dream in my mind, and it would never be a reality. So I thank everyone that put their time and effort and heart and thoughts into Global Wellness Day, and I can't wait for June 13th.
Yeah, me too. Looking forward to it. Happy Global Wellness Day, Belgin. Thank you.
Happy Global Wellness Day, Jeremy. And I love your shirt.
Yeah. Global Wellness Day magenta, right?
Magenta. I love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for choosing that.
Take care.